morning. It's Krazy-Ass Fridays. Get ready. Hang on, man. It's well, you know, it's just freaking crazy. God bless America, huh? Yeah, my one of my mottos. Look, I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining for you. Hey, good morning, everybody. God bless you. Howdy, howdy. Waiting on Rev Radio. Yeah, howdy, howdy. Well, did that work? Well, I don't even see my message. Huh. Weird. Hey, now what the fuck? It's banging on me already. Shit. Well, let's just do this then. Just to liven it up a little. Oops.
Yeah, we're living in the way. Ooh, blue. Every move they make is another game. Who knew? Virginia's deep in the blue, feeling every fret. Democrats pushing hard, keep the common man at bay. Gun control laws like shackles on the mind, cutting sentences short. Got me wonder who are they trying to bind. Taxes climbing high, delivery fees killing our vibe. Stripping freedom, they say it's all for a new tribe. Welcome to the East Coast, socialist dream. But under all those lies, there's a dog running theme. Blue doom coming, can't you see it now?
Blue doom coming, can't you see it
Tell
now?
me how. Psychological wars in the streets of the USA. No escape from the grip of the power play. It's a color revolution that starts at home. Watch as the red, white, and blue becomes a monochrome. CIA plans spilling like ink on the page. Foreign lands in chaos, but they're turning the stage. Now it's the streets going dark, can't find the light. Making moves on the chessboard, twisted up tight. With every step, we lose a piece of the dream. Echoes of distant rise, but no one hears the scream. In the land of the brave, we're bound to the grind. Stress minds and futures, no freedom defined.
Blue doom.
Can't you see it now? They're playing chess with our lives, tell me how. Psychological wars in the streets of the USA. No escape from the grip of their power play. It's a color revolution that starts at home. Watch as the red, white, and blue becomes a monochrome.
Oh yeah. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's time. It's Krazy-Ass Fridays. Let me stop sharing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around this world. Come on down. It's time for this news and information that, well, let's just say it'll blow your mind. Yeah, get ready because, of course, you've heard Donald Trump has replaced Pam Bondi. You know, there's it's one of those things that's sucking up a lot of the news cycle, and well, you know, she should have been gone 6 months ago, in all honesty. Pam Bondi is responsible for dragging down and slow walking the Epstein files. Okay. Let's be honest about that, okay? Kash Patel is probably going to be the next one to go when they find out about all of the missing and who knows what is real and not real in the Epstein files when they find out that terabytes and hundreds of terabytes from, okay, on the low end, 150 terabytes of data. Probably all those video clips and all that shit that Jeffrey Epstein kept. You got, you know, you got $600-800 million. You know, you're not going to have a a tape archive, get my VHS player out, you're going to be Jeffrey Epstein. You're going to have a digital file and a master system that you can just go right there. It is, okay? Well, anyway, what else we got going on here? So Pam Bondi is the second after Kristi Noem. Now remember, Kristi Noem, her husband has just been caught up in this, this silicone breast role playing. Well, evidently he paid a model $25 a minute to talk to him. Okay. I didn't know anybody still called lines like that. I'm just saying. Okay. So Pam Bondi has done a lot of damage in the last year. The same way Jeffrey Sessions blew Donald Trump's, essentially his momentum in his first year of his presidency, by not standing firm against the FBI and the Department of Justice about the, well, let's just say it, the illegal tapping and investigation into Donald Trump because of rumors created by Hillary Clinton and circulated by a foreign spy named Christopher Steele that interfered with the 2016 election. He was paid by the U.S. government and by the Clinton campaign. That doesn't seem to be a big issue for anybody. I don't know why. Okay? I really don't know why. Okay? Of course, listen, if you're a president and as soon as you get elected and you're just doing what you said you were going to do and you're using your power as president, you're going to get slammed by everybody for everything. Even your friends, or the people you thought that were your friends, when you get into that hot seat, if you're not doing the things that the way they say, the way they agree, if you're not, towing that line, I mean, really, it's crazy. It really is, man. Anyway, just making sure that everything was streaming out there. Yeah. Wow. So what else let's see. Pam Bondi, listen, it is, it is suspected that she was she related or stuck up in those Epstein files herself? Now, I don't know if she was an attorney general of Florida or however all that worked, but seemed that she kind of gave it a pass before. I mean, I'm just saying, okay. Donald Trump has a quote-unquote spiritual advisor. That is at Easter time, right? This is Easter week. Spreading this Good Friday message type thing that, Donald Trump is essentially walking in the same shoes as Jesus did. I'm sorry, but just politicians like that and famous people, when it comes to religion, they should really be modest and quiet about that stupid shit, okay? Because let's be honest, at least for me, I don't see I don't see what's his name? Top Gun, whatever the hell was his name. See how much I pay attention to the actors and stuff. Dang it. Oh, that's crazy. I can't even think of that man's name. Anyway, it's crazy. Remember, Germany and the European Union has allowed this invasion into their countries, and now they're essentially the liberals. The liberals are trying to wipe out the conservatives within their countries because because it's not just the liberals anymore. The liberals also have this Muslim minority that literally fights and pushes against conservatism, particularly in England, where, now they had this war on flags, and pretty soon they're going to have a war on dogs across the countryside. Well, they're going to have a civil war. There's already groups, as I had talked about last week. There's groups that are forming now. They're running up the flagpoles. Okay, they're telling local politicians that hey, get ready, because we're gonna take care of you guys. So yeah, it is man. The Irish Republican Army and basically an English Brotherhood Guard, maybe the Knights of England, maybe that round table will start up again, because I think the last time that's why it rose to where it was, to fight some kind of invasion of some kind. I'm just saying, it's way the hell out there, okay? The destruction of countries. Essentially, listen, most of it is because people are afraid to tell Muslims no. No. You can't marry 9-year-old fucking children. No brainer in America. No fucking brainer. How about a no brainer in Plano, Texas? No marry 9-year-olds. And if you do, man, I just, sorry. I don't have any good for anything in a society like a person that would actually do that, okay? And their culture would say, it's okay, it's thumbs up. Well, that's the way it is. You got 3 goats and 4 pigs and a chicken. You can have my 9-year-old daughter. I mean, who in the fuck would say that's civilized, okay? Except some retarded liberal, that embraces Islam. I don't know how they could. I mean, did they skip like the 80s and the 70s and the 60s in the United States, where liberals were so worried about women's rights and la la la? So liberals today have decided to jump all the way back into the garbage bag of history. Isn't that fucking sad? They skipped, unwinding misogyny. They went straight into the bag. That's just plain fucked up. What liberals are doing to women and women's rights today. Because Islam is essentially a 1,000-year rollback of women's rights. It doesn't matter where the fuck you are. What's wrong with liberals? They retarded. They're so fucking retarded it ain't funny. I mean, I'm starting to think liberals aren't even retarded. I just think they're plain tarded. That doesn't read anything about a liberal being tarded, man. I am telling you, just think about it. Just look at it. Just understand the comprehension of a Looney Tune. I'm sorry, I just don't embrace mental illness. What about you guys? I mean, do you embrace mental illness? Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Meanwhile, the truth is coming out about some of the, what's the best way to say it? The operating systems that are being installed into our bodies. Now, this may seem far-fetched to some people, and other people are saying, well, no shit. Really, we've been talking about this. We talk about the nanoparticles that are self-replicating. Remember, they've got self-replicating mRNA vaccines. Hey, maybe that's why these cows or these bull calves are worth $2,000 because they still have the pure blood. They still have the pure genetic trait. They haven't been injected by this crap yet. But when they get it through the placenta of their mamas, I don't know. But anyway, we have this epidemic of people dying from cancers and from clots directly from that mRNA vaccine. It is an indisputable truth in America today and around the world that the mRNA shot was a lethal thing. Okay. In fact, in efforts to have another study by Pfizer to run another mRNA booster vaccine study, the study has been shut down. Not by John F. Kennedy Jr. Not willingly by Pfizer. No. You know what happened? They couldn't find enough fucking bodies that would take the 6th generation mRNA vaccine. Hey, there's about a truth for you that people don't want to say, that people don't want you to know about. Here's another one that is, let's just say, here's another one that is spot on. It's hard to, it's a sad truth in today's perverted world.
Injections. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely believe that they were trying to install operating systems in people's bodies.
Operating systems.
Yeah. So
this just got dark.
No, if you listen, there's a great clip from right at the beginning of the pandemic when the chief scientist officer at Moderna says we're installing an operating system in people's bodies. And he, he's describing something that can be used plug and play for future vaccines. But if you look at all the material on the Internet of Bodies, you're talking about putting materials in people's bodies that make them basically easier to interact with telecommunications and digital technology.
You're talking about like the 5G stuff and like how 5G can connect to this stuff.
So
these nanobots. There's a whole. I've done a podcast on this before. It's so bizarre and out there and like hard to grasp, but like
it's not hard to grasp at all because
it just seems like sci-fi.
No, it's not sci-fi at all. It's not, just like they're tagging livestock. I mean, one of the things that really helps you to understand what this looks like, I live in a farming community in the United States, and if you know about if you've ever studied livestock management,
no, never. A
lot of this makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
And they are tagging all the livestock, but this is simply a way of, if you get a lot of these nanoparticles. This one is called The Battle for the Brain, and it gets into the Internet of Bodies. And here's what I believe, and I'm not a scientist, so don't ask me to explain this at all. But if you look at all the patents and research and other work done on the Internet of Bodies, it is clear that there are mysterious ingredients in the food. There are mysterious ingredients in the spray. There are mysterious ingredients in the injections. And the question is, what are those for? And I think it's very intentional. I don't think it's an accident. And I think one of the goals is, as the chief scientist officer at Moderna said, is to install an operating
conditioning the body through vaccines and everything.
That's pretty dark.
That's pretty dark stuff. But that's what our government has been doing behind the scenes. Okay, understand? It is sheer crazy in the world that we're living in today. Okay. Well, the political cover-up in the UK has started for Jeffrey Epstein file peoples like Prince Andrew and Peter Mandelson. Yes, there was a quote-unquote a major inquire update at CPS issues on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Okay. Just as in the U.S., the political system is now covering it up because it makes them look corrupt. Not just makes them look corrupted, but it leads to other evidence of corruption, which is just, pulling on that loose thread and everything pulls away. So there are great concerns across the UK about protecting these two, mostly just to bolster up, just to stop the damage that coming from, the Jeffrey Epstein's saga shit. What else we got going on here? Oil drop says Iran and Oman draft a protocol to reopen the Gulf of the Straits of Hormuz. Okay. However, during the overnight, yesterday I should say, Trump and Israel bombed a major bridge in Iran. Like the highest bridge in the Middle East. Anyway, so they bombed the shit out of it, put it out of commission. Okay. So Iran says, okay, well, we're going to target y'all's infrastructure. Hang on. See, they really don't want peace. Trump doesn't want peace. He wants a capitulation to Israel. And that is just, that's not going to happen. All right. That's got, boots on the ground, be damned. That's not going to happen. In all honesty, okay. We'll just pop up here at the top. Yeah. Hey, what about it? That just shit happens story that we hear all the time. That government just tells us that, oh, yep, shit happens. It's just an accident. I just don't believe it, okay? I mean, I'm with Anon on a lot of stuff, in all honesty. You have to understand, people that like this guy that witnessed the Charlie Kirk assassination, right? Claimed he also witnessed the Twin Towers going down. Anyway, here's a clip that I hope you find interesting the way I did.
Witness 9/11. The same man later arrested in Utah on terrorism charges. Just coincidentally appears at one of the biggest assassinations in American history, on a college campus. And right as everything is happening, while chaos is still settling, he's yelling, "Shoot me! Shoot me! Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not." Think about that. Not clarity, not certainty, confusion. injected at the exact moment truth mattered most. Because confusion buys time. Confusion rewrites timelines. Confusion creates cover. And yet we're told this was clean, simple, a lone shooter, case closed. The FBI says they've been transparent, but transparency doesn't come with missing answers, shifting stories, and familiar faces showing up in all the wrong places. So ask yourself, how many coincidences does it take before it stops being random? Because this doesn't look like incompetence. It looks like design. What are the odds that the same man who claimed he witnessed 9/11, the same man...
Absolutely true, man. Plus, if you're not aware, the bullet that they have for Charlie Kirk's assassination, they say it does not match the gun that this kid supposedly had, okay? It is a crazy thing, okay? It really is. It is a, the Charlie Kirk assassination, with the added information in there that Erica Kirk was essentially in the Jeffrey Epstein files. She used to have quite the reputation. I don't, listen, everything just seems strange, okay? And people are shut down from, because if you think about it, not long after that is when Trump essentially went, belly up in Israel, or all in, I guess is a good description. Democrats have asked a judge to block parts of Trump's election order. That's right. Democrats have asked a judge, says, no, man, Trump do what? Lawsuit challenges Trump's directive signed a day earlier to create a list of eligible voters in every state and prohibit the Postal Service from sending absentee ballots to those not included on the list. The order, titled Ensuring Citizens Verification and Integrity in Federal Elections Act, I guess, or whatever, excuse me, it's a one of those executive orders. Yeah, a directive signed. Anyway, Trump said there had to be something done. Cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. And it's horrible what's been going on. Well, Don, now I believe that they did change. They did change the what was it? How'd that go? The questions on the U.S. Census. Now, I'm sure those are going to get challenged. It'd be amazing if they, how hard of a challenge somebody would push on that. But though they have to delay it until it has to get done, and then they have to use the old system. But it is crazy. But I can see where I can see where the federal government could put together a list of verifiable people who are verified as qualified to vote. I don't see anything wrong with the federal government going state to state, using their data and information and say these people are eligible to vote. They could, and that would actually help campaigns, because campaigns can buy entire districts or address zip codes and stuff for voter registration records. So they can do targeted mailing and door knocking and everything else. But can they cross-reference them against somebody who is supposed to be an American citizen, but something leads somebody to believe they're not, or something? I don't know. I don't know if the Postal Service, because remember, the Postal Service is a private organization for the most part. It just has this public funding function. So I don't believe that the federal government has the legal right to tell the Postal Service that you have to insert this on this, this, and this. Okay. I don't think I don't think that's I don't think that that's going to pass the snuff test. In all honesty, okay? So yeah. Election abuses will continue to happen, okay? Howard Lutnick shouldn't even be anywhere near the United States government. Probably should be hiding out in fucking over in Tel Aviv with his friends, okay? That's how I think about a lot of these people with dual citizenship. They are with us, or are they with them? 140,000 Americans that went to Israel to now have dual Israeli citizenship. Sorry, but you should be fucking choosing the United States or choosing Israel. The same way with all the Arabs, same way with every other country in the world. Dual German and American passports. I don't know. A citizenship, excuse me. I don't know. Qualified to be in the government? Nah, I don't think so. Straight allegiance to the United States, not to other foreign lands. The sad political truth of the world that we live in. In the Middle East, in the Middle East, operations at Habshan, the United Arab Emirates, a massive onshore gas processing hub, said that they had to shut it down. Fire broke out at the facility due to falling debris from a successful interception by air defenses. Yeah. Abu Dhabi authorities are responding to the incident of falling debris at the gas facility following the shoot down of this missile. So did the warhead still explode, or did it just a fireball come down right on top of the gas facility? Either way, it's gas facility. It's not too good. Let's see. The website for Habshan serves utilities and industrial customers. Desalination and steel, and supplies 60% of the country's natural gas requirements. So, that's not, how should I say it? Doesn't seem to be that far across the Gulf there, in all honesty, to these zones, okay? So, be aware. There's also threat by Iran that said, look, by the way, when we get a chance, we're gonna cut all those fiber optic underground undersea cables that are going across the Gulf and going across the past the Straits of Hormuz and everywhere else. It just keeps kind of blowing up and more, But there will be more. We talked about the intimidating national flags in the UK. Oh my. Man, I am telling you, what a bunch of chicken shit pussies. They're treating literally the St. George's flag, a flag of British heritage, as if it's a fucking Nazi flag, because because of the Muslim invaders find it, well, it's reprehensible. Oh my God! Get the fuck out of here. Man, I am telling you, it's just seriously fucked up shit. So, what else they got going on? Yeah, Germany. Germany's squealing like a stuck pig. They're trying to restart their nuclear power plants that they shut down, but they started to dismantle them as quick as they could. And, well, that's led to a lot of other problems. Also, this idea of Nord Stream 2 pipeline restarting, getting repaired and restarting. The question is, will Ukraine blow it up again? I think somebody has to ask that question. So Iraq has, in order to get oil around the Straits of Hormuz, Iraq has revived a Syria land route post-Assad to export oil to Europe. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia is examining the possibility of laying additional pipelines that cross the desert and build a new terminal down off the Red Sea, so they can, let's just say, they can so they can pump more oil without having to worry anything about the Straits of Hormuz. It doesn't appear that the Straits of Hormuz is going to be open soon and running, in all honesty. Now, it just, with Pam Bondi being shit canned, Pete Hegseth has also asked the U.S. Army's top officer and four or five other generals to step down. Could you imagine it as being somebody like an E3, like a Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps, telling generals to go sit the fuck down? But anyway, that shit's crazy. Okay. So yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Okay. Trump signs a bill for 100% tariff on brand name drugs that are made overseas. People don't realize the shock that's coming. I mean, I'm just saying it's going to be a shock when it comes and people find out that so many of their drugs are made in China. Really, and there is no way to what's the word? There is no way to fix it. Not in the quick short term. That's whatever. Of course, Trump's April Fool's speech. You really have to hand it to a politician who would come out on April Fool's Day and make a major policy announcement. I mean, really. Boggles the mind, doesn't it? The ridicule Trump's going to get. Anyway, so there was another problem. where was it? There was a another one of these incidents with peaceful with the religion of peace in Europe. Oh yeah, it was the entire country of Austria, right? Austria, just like what's its name, Sweden and Finland, the once peaceful nations where bikini clad, blonde haired, blue eyed girls could walk down the street with half their tit hanging out, with almost see through clothes on. Those days are long over because of the immigrants that came in. Anyway, in Austria, the foreigners commit nearly half of all rapes in Austria. Syrians are the largest foreign group of suspects. Okay. Driving a disproportionate amount of increase. In addition, foreigners are now responsible for nearly all the rapes. Half of all the rapes, a major increase since 2015. Excuse me. I mean, give me a break here. And these are only the ones that are reported, okay? I guess this is why in the United States, we encourage people to, carry a gun. And if somebody, tries to rape you, shoot them if you can. Blast their fucking balls off, blast their brains out. Shoot them in the Muhammad, and the Muhammad 3 times if you have to. I don't fucking care, okay? More dead rapists and more dead pedophiles, the safer the communities are. Okay, period. It's just the truth. There's a lot of people catch flack. I mean, they've been letting out the fucking epidemic of these retarded liberal judges letting predators out in the streets to rape and rob and murder and steal again and again and again and again. I don't know if people realize it. Somewhere along the line, people are just going to go Paul Kersey, okay? People are going to do like that guy that down in, was it Texas years ago, where they brought back a guy that had kidnapped his daughter and groomed her, I guess, kidnapped her and was grooming her, raping her, blah blah blah. And when they caught her and they brought him back, he was at the airport and pretended to be on the phone. And when they walked right by, man, he put a gun right to the guy's head, pulled the trigger, put the gun down, and surrendered. Now, he pulled time for that, but some reason nobody fucked with him. A lot of people said he shouldn't have even gotten time, but I'm probably lean towards that group. But yeah, it is whole bananas. Okay. What else we got going on here? You just the allegations of the Pentagon as of a casualty cover-up. Okay. Lowball and outdated figures and hiding losses of American troops in this Iran war. I mean, what is this fucking shit? You've got the aircraft carrier from the United States Navy, where the toilets are all fucked up. The plumbing system is completely fucked, and everybody clogs it because they want to go home. fucking NASA sent motherfuckers to the moon. Everything works great, but the fucking toilet. You have got to be fucking kidding me, right? The United States of America sends men to war, and they can't even use a fucking shitter. It's a... God bless you, dumb motherfuckers. It's a ship in the ocean. Just throw the shit, just bucket it overboard. God. What, the Navy, that fucking stupid? Oh, they would probably be, it wasn't environmentally conscious to throw all that, all that sailor toilet paper over the board, huh? Oh, God, I don't know. But just think of you flying around the moon. That's what they say they're doing this morning. The NASA needs another 7 astronauts. Okay, that NASA is flying around the fucking moon. What are you looking for? Are you looking on the dark side of the moon to see if those Nazis are still there? That's what I'm saying. That's why I think that's a joke. I mean, you got to make several practice trips to go, to the moon and back before we can go there. And why can't every time you go, you take modules with you and you drop them off in a controlled manner? I'm just saying. You could have bots actually put that shit together part way till you peoples get there to finish it. Okay? I don't get this. We're going to make several runs around, NASA. Well, we're going to make several practice trips to go to the moon and back before we start and carry cargo. Really? And they showed these pictures of these guys in the capsule, and first thing comes to my mind: are they using those old time NASA Depends? The one where they hold a whole week's worth of shit. It's the tractor, astronaut. I don't know. You got to hand it to NASA, man. Out of this space world technology, man. Crazy, isn't it? New Jersey town sued by the Department of Justice. The ban denies the township's citizens a reliable, resilient, affordable natural gas. That's right. The town has banned any new natural gas connections. Are they like in Roanoke, Virginia? Shit. Listen to this shit. Down here in Franklin County, Virginia. Oh, they're trying to limit you to a couple chickens per acre of land. What's wrong with these motherfuckers? They're trying to bring Northern Virginia, knucklehead cronyism here. Down here in the country where people just want to be left alone and they mind their own business and nobody gives a fuck. And the fucking county and the state can just go pound fucking sand. Not in not in my neighborhood. Okay? Oh, yeah, here's one for you. After, when we talk about not in my neighborhood, right? I saw a video clip of some fucking Jew with a piece of paper in New York, right? But saying that he had a religious right to that property and that he could just take it. Just like these fucking retards steal land in the Gaza Strip, in Lebanon, in Syria. All right? Is these fucking heretic invaders. Anyway, so I guess evidently, the police were called, the police were there, and this guy had this Jewish dictate thing and said, "This is mine, dictated to me by blah and blah." And it's like, no, it's not. So yeah, it's sheer crazy. Now, Donald Trump has chosen Todd Blanchett as the interim attorney general. Now, Todd Blanchett, I believe, is is Trump's attorney, something like that along the way. So yeah. Now, Pam Bondi has, pretty much fucked gun owners under Trump. Okay. Short-termed, didn't fight for or drop policies that should have been struck, that should have been deleted from the books of the law. But Pam Bondi essentially stood for we're not going to have a tax on flash suppressors, right, or whatever it was. But we're still going to have a what? We're still going to have a list. We're still going to have a database of everybody who might have one, think about have one, might fart through one. God, if you have to fart through a flash suppressor, you are in trouble, man. I am telling you. Anyway, Pam Bondi really didn't, in the ATF, we're still running the anti-gun lobby rules from the Biden administration, okay? Trump pledged to get rid of the ghost gun regulation that so-called that survived Supreme Court review. The case that Trump Department of Justice should have immediately rendered moot, but they didn't. A regulatory ban on pistol stabilizing braces. Listen, they can take a regular pistol, and after they put it in a shoulder in a brace. Looks just like almost looks like a pistol. Okay, I mean a rifle, but it's got a pistol. And this universal background check on the books remains on the books. The DOJ attempting various legal maneuvers to avoid it being struck down. These are directly against what Trump campaigned for. Yet Pam Bondi, and she has her directions at the DOJ. Now, if these attorneys in these cases, these federal attorneys, are still fighting for this stuff, then they should be fucking fired. If they have been told to drop these fucking cases, kick them out the door, cry, Uncle Donnie said Uncle Donnie. Okay. Maybe that's what Iran has to say. Uncle Donnie! It's bizarre. What else we got going on here? Pam Bondi, let's be honest, she dropped the whole ball on the Epstein files. She's dropping the whole ball on the investigations into Trump-Russia Democrat Obama conspiracy against Trump. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Pam Bondi didn't even try to do, and it was almost a year within the Trump presidency that Pam Bondi had to admit that. Oh yeah, we never even talked to Ghislaine Maxwell, and Dan Bongino, sticking up for these asshats in Washington D.C. I mean, that was the other reason why Dan Bonagino was not the person to go in to the FBI and try to clean it up, because he has trust and faith in the institution of the FBI. I have no faith. I have no trust in fucking Bastards Incorporated. I'm sorry. How can anybody have trust in the FBI after the last 3 directors were total anti-American and used their offices to undermine the presidency in America? That's pretty serious fucking shit there. But yeah, these people are fargan nuts. That's what I'll say. They've lost their ever-loving minds. It is no doubt that our government is run by a cabal of retards that just get power from sacrificing flesh. We'll be right back on Revolution Radio. We'll continue over here on Rumble.com. That's right. And YouTube and Facebook, maybe, and Locals.com. Yeah, always you can check out those other platforms. One of the things that people don't think about is Ukraine now. Everything's focused on Iran. And now, the truth is, if you want to know, you think about it, Iran has not been hit by Israeli, by these inside Israeli attacks yet. Okay? I'm just saying that, whether it be cell phone bombs or radios that blow up, or just devices that are essentially are listening devices. And that's why, remember, that's why, Elon Musk and everybody else wants to keep the skies over Iran digitized, so to speak, and have internet service. It isn't so the news can get out and this can get out. It's so the operational plans, it's so the Internet of Things can be used as a tool to spy against everybody and everything everywhere. It is just a state that we are living in. That is just the big fat truth that nobody wants to say. So, Ukraine is essentially turning into this weapons laboratory. Okay, whether it's tracked drones with full frontal view and small attack drones, suicide drones and other stuff. They actually have had these automated kill bots that they let loose in Ukraine on Russians. Okay, the U.S. did this. And of course, the Ukrainians, the Ukrainian Nazis, they loving it. Okay? So, yeah, be aware, I guess, is what I would say of what all is going on. Okay, a lot of these weapons. You remember these automated kill weapons that you launch and they kill until they're depleted or until they're out of ammo or they've been destroyed. Okay, but literally, this is what these suicide AI kill bots are, and just like, as I said, just like this bizarre thing about brain organoids Petri dishes, brains in petri dishes grown by scientists, hooked up to electrodes so they could and have an interface. These brain organoids learn to play the game of Doom, the video game. And, they were able to move themselves left and move themselves right and move themselves back and move themselves forward by changing the direction of their neurons and their connections in the brain organoid, in the brain of the petri dish. Now, listen, if is that a sentient being that can play a game of Doom? Is in a fucking petri dish brain? That is absolutely bizarre. And you know what that makes, just think of this, the 1960s again, and that technology was out. Companies would be selling make your own brains. Yes, your brain organoids. Create your own monsters. Create your own brains. Hey, can't we bring back that great technology from way back when? Really? I mean, that would be so fucking hot. Remember some of the stuff that manufacturers used to put in toys and all that stuff. Some of that stuff is literally, lethal radioactive, lethal poison that we used to get in some of the toys in the grocery boxes, or the cereal boxes when we were young. Hey, welcome back, Rev Radio. God bless you. Let's get back in here and blast into the second hour of this thing. And, go fuck them. They can pass gas in New Jersey. Morris Township, New Jersey. Yeah. Oh, man, I am telling you. Such a bunch of jackasses, huh? Yeah, I bet they have rainbow flags everywhere. Bad, Mitch. Bad. What else we got going on here? Let's see. What's the news coming out? News coming out, though. Governments are retarded around the world. As I said earlier, I think I'm just still tarded. I don't even think they got smart enough to be retarded yet. Okay. Yes, academics in Germany. Yes, the brilliant academics of Germany had a study to try to figure out why German women won't lay down and have kids with the migrants that they're bringing into Germany. Western social engineers are having a fucking real shit fit as the white race of herding European women into the warm embrace of third world migrants has not worked out so far. Yeah. It's the gang rapes of Germany. It's not the rapes of Grath or the grapes of wrath. Oh man, what a sad thing. The study examines partnership preferences of male refugees from Afghanistan and Syria who arrived in Germany between 2014 and 2016 and female residents of a similar age. Conflicts and political unrest in numerous Middle Eastern and North African countries, triggered a mass migration into Europe. Listen, it was a planned and invited thing. What did Muammar Gaddafi, what did he say to the Westerners? He says, look, you destroy Libya. You destroy Libya, there will be an invasion of North Africans into Europe. So they killed Muammar Gaddafi. In fact, just the other day, they allegedly brought back one of the people who was responsible for killing the members of the embassy weapons center. That Chris, what's his name, was running. I forget his last name. But there's, you lose good people because of bad government. Okay, selling weapons to certain jihadis in Libya. That's what we were doing. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. So they can't understand why German women don't want to lay down with, Islamic nut jobs. Okay, I'll just say it. I mean, with men that treat women like they're fucking slaves, and until we can get liberal women to say, oh my God, how do Muslims and Jews treat their women? They both believe that they are superior to a liberal. Just remember that, okay? In fact, they use liberals like they use toilet paper. Really, they just wipe with it and they go. They don't even care. It has become a state of disaster for the world. Trump says they need a little more time to open the Hormuz Strait, take the oil, and make a fortune as Israel hit hard during Passover. Yeah. I mean, you really have to hand it, having mass attacks during, these Christian holidays. But they were talking about Judaism. Remember, it was the Jews that sold Jesus out so he could be he could be nailed to a cross. Yeah. Cash is king. Dowd sees $10,000 gold as the credit market is starting to end the party. Yeah, this is probably from my friend Greg Hunter over at usawatchdog.com. Yep. Yeah, Ed Dowd, Finance Technologies, warned the end of January that credit destruction cycle is upon us. Now we're seeing private credit pullback everywhere, and what I would say is banker pullback everywhere. Okay, Wall Street Money Manager said that look, it's just not looking good. As I said the other day, Blue Brothers or Blue Moon or Blue something fund was hit with 41% redemptions, where 41% of the people of the assets in them were people were saying, I want my money out real quick. Talk about a run and a collapse on these markets, but this has been ongoing for more than 6 months. And it's as if the bankers are trying to contain this, but they really can't, because they have nowhere to hide the money anymore. They put the stable coin transfer of assets in America. You should be aware that they're moving your assets into stable coins. But right now, here in the beginning of this, more than 50% of the assets that have been moved in and pegged on stable coins are literally upside down. They're bad debt, okay? Whether they're not getting paid, whether it's some collateralized debt obligation, or somebody else is just a straight out bad $1 billion loan from some hedge fund somewhere that had to go to the government. It is it's a bad it's just bad signals, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Cycles for the economy, and that's one reason why I really do like Gerald Celente in the Trends Journal, because they look at there are identifiable trends. The question will always be, what will trigger the antithesis of the downhill trend, and have a trend that will bring up and solidify an economy through what means will we have that? War is the most common, by the way. So yeah. Let's see, we talked about the so-called election order. What else we got going on here? Yeah, here's a guy I do like. Had this to say about everybody, and I think everybody should take this to heart. I think this is I think this is something that everybody in America needs to hear and needs to understand. Okay? There's this old joke that, when they first started selling washing machines and sewing machines and maybe refrigerators and stuff. Stoves is another one. Maybe I said that earlier, but think about it, okay? What people told the earlier for the convenience, right? What people said is, well, I would have to work a lot more and a lot longer to be able to afford that lifestyle. And people just said, fuck it. I'm not gonna buy all of those high dollar, fancy, falutin things. We're just gonna go this way. I really do like this. This is Oliver Anthony music.
You weren't born, just pay bills and die.
That's right.
You weren't born, just pay bills and die.
You weren't.
All you need is a dog, a shame, a crick in the back, and a good woman. Oh Lord, you don't need that rich man's gold.
Damn.
My granddaddy grew up on dirt floors. The whole county was dirt poor. Mama died when he was 4. What a damn shame. They grew tobacco and raised hogs, 7 youngins and some old dogs. I reckon they was living high on the hog way back in their day. You say you weren't born, just pay bills and die.
That's right. That's Oliver Anthony. Listen, you weren't born to just pay bills and die. And too many people get so wrapped up in such a standard of whatever living that they're working so hard to keep up with everybody else, they forget to really live. That's very easy to do. That's what I would say. Okay? So live. And, well, I'm not saying don't pay your bills. Just don't make so many bills that you can't pay them all. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, community asks, across America, when will this shit stop? Career criminal, 23 prior arrests, 70 charges. Should have been locked up for life years ago, they say. What'd she do? Stabbed a pregnant woman in a parking lot at a Harris Teeter in North Carolina. Isn't that pretty fucked up? Flagler County. Hardy was tracked to Flagler County, Florida, after public tips and surveillance video from inside the store helped identify her. Now she faces extradition to North Carolina on charges of assault with a deadly weapon, an intent to kill and inflict serious injury, and battery of an unborn child. The motive remains unknown. Hey, how about racism? How about racism and hate for white people? I mean, that seems to be a pretty constant standard today. But nobody is willing to pull that white race card out. Like, look, I'm white and they've been racist against me. The truth is, after blacks and some of these communities have been told for so long that they can never be racist because of the U.S. Slave trade run by Jews, if you didn't know, with their black customers out of Africa. That's what the fucking whole thing blows my mind. How in the fuck did us poor ass white Europeans get caught up in the middle of it? Yeah, I mean, shit. It just seems just plain fucked up, man. Anyway, it's all absolute fucking nuts. Chicago man, fresh out of jail, threatens to kill white people with hammers. That's another reason why, dude, please. Well, can somebody get him to bring those hammers to a gunfight? That's what I would have to say. I mean, if you're being attacked, shoot the sons of bitches. If they're getting ready to pummel on you with a fucking hammer, shoot the motherfucker, okay? It's crazy, all right? We just had another guy on, where was it? New York. Oh, God, another fucking, it's back. It's back. That's right. I thought it was gone for a while. I thought people had enough fucking sense, but no. Bath salts and trank is back. That's right. And as a guy in Connecticut, Jesus. Connecticut, the cannibal axe murderer released back into society. This guy looks like he's ready to go have a smorgasbord at the boardwalk right today. Only for the Connecticut Psychiatric Security Review Board to grant him conditional release just over a decade, citing clinical progress through medication. Oh my God. Give me a fucking break, man. I mean, am I bad? Am I bad because, God, whatever happened to executioners? Where is the mafia in America to take out the real trash that evidently the justice system isn't too fucking justy, is it? Man, it is just Alligator feeding time. Hey, now if there's one thing that I wouldn't mind if if a pedophile found a whole bunch of hogs in a pen with him, I wouldn't feel too bad. I would feel bad because maybe he can have redemption. I don't know, but yeah. Manuel Macron, the midget king of France. He says, Donald Trump, you insulted my wife. And Donald Trump said, yeah, you want me to throw her a steak so the dogs will play with her? Macron snaps back at Trump, reflecting Europe's growing anger over Iran. Emmanuel Macron of France is among several European officials to speak about the accumulative effect of Trump's criticisms of NATO and his war in Iran. Man, I thought we had a war. I thought we had a war in Ukraine. You're taking all our money from Ukraine, all of our. Now we have to send shekels to those fucking sons of bitches. Yeah, it's bizarro. It's Looney Tune. It's nut-worthy. Really. Listen, NATO. NATO has always been the United States' strong arm controlling the social fascists of Europe. Okay, these poor liver lily sons of bitches. There's a word I hadn't heard for a long time. God, what was it? I'll remember it the other day. I just thought it was funny. But these motherfuckers haven't done shit for their own defense for years. And all they have been doing is destroying Europe, collapsing the countries, so they will come together like one massive block country called Europe, the European Union. Okay? They want to erase France. They want to erase Italy. They want to erase all these fucking countries. And oh, by the way, that was another country that added themselves to the no Trump fly zone for Iran was Austria. Austria has now said, nope, you can't fly planes across Austria to go to attack Iran. Really, these people are, well, anyway. You gotta hand it to them. At least they got some kaputzas, huh? At least they have some balls to stand up and to do something. But, I mean, where's Trump's backbone? Where is Trump's balls? Hey, maybe the other question is, where's Trump's brain? Hey, I did see a picture. Remember what I always said about Donald Trump? When you don't see him on the golf course. And blah, blah, blah. Now, I just saw one photo op the other day where Trump was golfing just this week. Okay. That's, the question is how much he has and hasn't golfed. Okay. As I said, I believe Trump is sick, and I think it's getting all covered up. And, but if they announce Trump is sick, that is another reason why the Hillary Clinton campaign would be, let's just say, a disaster. Okay. So yeah, it is, wow, it is crazy what's going down, okay? Oh, where are we at? Where is this, where are we at here? Let me find this other, there it is. Iran downs U.S. Fighter jet. Hunt for the crew is on. Hopefully the crew gets out and is safe. I'm sure they are already sending in. They already have probably a satellite task to find these guys if they haven't. Wow, that just everything. Listen, everything that Trump does and that Israel do raise the stakes, and everything continues to go sideways. Okay, Australia is planning on rationing gasoline. Okay, the Philippines are looking at rationing gasoline and diesel fuel. All right, we have all of these countries around the world that depend on these supplies from the Middle East. Now, remember, you have all kinds of industries that also rely what on not just the energy sources, but the aluminum, the ammonia, the petroleum distillates, and all this other stuff that they use to make plastics and around the world. And hey, that's all of that is seeing a severe price spike right now. And it literally, how should I say it? It's just tough for to take ground and to prevent attacks because they just aren't going to do it. Okay. White House seeks $1.5 trillion for military spending, the highest in modern history. Remember, the debt interest is now over $1 trillion also. Okay, it is sheer crazy. Okay. Iran has said they shot down, per Iranian media and a source familiar with the incident. Search and rescue underway to locate the pilots. They said it's the first to be downed by enemy fire, the first U.S. jet. The photos and videos suggest it may be an F-15, but they're not sure. Hopefully it wasn't another dingbat woman pilot. It seems like some of these were women pilots. I don't know why. But, this equality thing. What else we got going on here? Let's see. Iran beefs up defenses, recruits children as it preps for a ground war of some kind. Maintains significant missile launching capability. Tehran's surviving leaders remain hardliners. Well, of course they are. You're not gonna, these guys believe they're gonna die for God, in defense of their God from these, from these Satan Americans, and well, satanic Jews. I could understand the second. So yeah. Now, one of the things that is just coming that nobody really thought about. Okay, just got a word that they're just waiting on the regulations to flip around, and your radiologist, those people that read all of the X-rays and read all the MRIs and the CT scans and all that stuff. Those are soon going to be done by AI. It is just months away, where all of these functions will be transferred over for an AI program to read and check. Okay, part of it is because the AI has actually a better diagnostic ability to see the minute and small changes in the colors of some of these things. Also, manipulating and putting together the 3D modeling AI, I imagine, would have a better handle on that ideas. But yeah, so radiologists, warning ahead. I mean, you think you're safe, think that's a good business, blah blah blah. Guess what? AI is getting ready to take you out. And here's the thing: if AI is going to take a radiologist out, somebody that reads standard stuff, what about all these lab technicians and all these other individuals that stuff that literally reads through programs? It's going to be all automated AI. Literally, it'll literally be a robot. We people are not thinking and about how fast this is going to wipe out entire industries of workers. I'm just saying. If you think about the time before a computer and after a computer, when you literally had people typing everything in a physical form, okay? You replaced 25 secretaries or more with one computer terminal. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that what will happen is going to be 100 times bigger than that. And this will be people believed that they almost had this irreplaceable skill, and that it will be able to be done by AI, quicker and cleaner and more accurately put, more accurate. Just crazy, pathetic truth, man. It really, really is. Now they're saying extreme exercise can increase belly fat. Yep, that's what's wrong with me. That's what's happened. I exercised too much and I got all that belly fat. I think it was because all those push-ups I was doing, and I had to get cushion between me and the ground. That's why my belly's so fat. Yeah, I'm going to have to go out here and control my mouth some if I'm going to lose any weight. But yeah, I could just take all these drugs, and you order them from China now, right across the internet. No doctor, nobody. Well, you can get a Chinese doctor. He goes, how do y'all do? And yep, you got your prescription right on the way. It's a crazy story, man. It is. It's a crazy story. Somebody asks if they're going to be a popular uprising in Cuba. Oh, sure. Sure, it's just going to be a populist uprising by the people of Cuba. The United States and all of the Cubans, in Florida. And they're not going to have a hand in it at all. Oh God, excuse me. It's such a yawn. I mean, really. Does anybody really believe that there's going to be some kind of populist or revolution in Cuba? I mean, like the United States of America and, and all the Cuban expats, like they're not drooling and foaming at the fucking mouth to do it right now. Do it. Do it. Do it. Be like, who was that guy? Sam Kennison. Yeah, he was like a screamer, wasn't he? Yeah, that's some fucking crazy shit, isn't it? Yeah, people, understand, reporters and journalists and a lot of that stuff, they're going to be, few and far between. Mostly because all you really do need is the evidence gathered. Once you have the evidence, then AI can package it in 10 different ways. So really, an uprising in Cuba, could be, a revolution from out of Miami, but you would never know it. I'm just saying, you would never know it. Heck, Seth, let's see. He asked the chief of the army as the Iran war persists. Well, the army wasn't on the ground in Iran, was it? So why would they be? Why would they be responsible? They want someone in the role who will implement Trump and Hegseth's vision for the army. Yeah, that's well, crazy stupid, isn't it? It really is. Anyway, it's Trump keeps telling them, make a deal before it's too late. Make a deal, surrender, surrender. That's all Trump really says. It's let's just say it's the same old stuff. The same old deep state Pentagon playbook. All right. If you don't kind of get that right now, then I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry, because, the deep state is coming after you, okay? AI causes harm. There must be a human who answers for it. Dun, 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 dun. AI legal personhood. Yes, can AI be a sentient being? Well, they say no. No, because some human ass, somebody's humanoid ass has to pay for it. Yeah, the principle is not a restraint on technology, but the foundation of society. Imagine that. Putin to the Saudi crown prince Mohammed bin Salman. Russia is ready to do everything to stabilize the Middle East crisis. Not gonna happen, Vlad. Don't. It's a fucking stupid trap, okay? I mean, let's be honest, with no peace in Ukraine, there's going to be no peace in Iran. And the only way to guarantee peace is to guarantee that Israel stops attacking all these countries and all these places. Does anybody believe any fucking thing like that is going to happen? What kind of stupid fantasy land does fucking people sheep dipped into? It's not going to happen. They're all looking for short-term gain, but there will be no long-term survival or security. Until Saudi Arabia, until Jordan, until Syria, until Lebanon, until Egypt. I'm just fucking saying right now, until all those countries say, go ahead and take all the greater Israel, all that bunky land, to fulfill your eminent destiny, so to speak, of your of the Torah. I mean, this isn't me. This is like Zionist Mike Huckabee shit. Okay. I can guarantee you then the Jews won't stop doing the shit that they're doing. They're a bunch of racist, dirty pigs. There's no difference between them and the Arabs, in all honesty, and Islam. Because they believe everybody else is beneath their sandals. Therefore, they can treat them as cattle, chattel, shit on their shoes as anything they choose. And until the world wakes the fuck up and says, and we are had enough of this shit. In the United States, we should run both these fucking groups out of the country because they cannot and will never adhere to the Constitution of the United States of America. In fact, a shitbag is just being unnaturalized and removed from the country. Why? Well, he, some about murdering and head chopping and those good old innocent things that Muslims do. had immigrated to the United States and had been wanted for these crimes. And, well, you know, the Bush administration or the Clinton administration, I think it was the Clinton administration, never looked, never checked. And you know, now Doji is going through our records, and all these different programs are scouring the records of immigrants. And, you know, it's like Ilhan Omar. Her father was a murderer and butchering a bastard. Him and the family should have never been left into the country. In fact, you know, Somaliland would extradite her father in a fucking heartbeat, I think, if he was still alive. I'm not sure if he is. But they would love to have Ilhan Omar instead. They don't mind. Maybe because she sent money that went into the hands of terrorists that essentially terrorized people in Somaliland, okay? Versus the shit Somali. Yeah, it's a pretty fucked up way, pretty fucked up shit, man. And, you know, this is Putin trying to gain favor with these Arabs is a mistake. Okay, I'm just saying it's not going to work. All right, they are only loyal to one thing, and that's their religion. That's what I would say. So if you think that you're dealing with them fairly on an equal basis, just forget it. All right. Here in the United States, banks and other institutions give Muslims zero interest bank loans because of their religion. That should be, you know, that should be unlawful. Okay, I'm just saying. If you charge one person no interest, you have to charge everybody no interest, and the banks would not make any money. So they screw other customers, so Muslims can have essentially zero interest loans. Meanwhile, some kid has said, "Yeah, I love this. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it." Yes, he air printed a lower unit for a manpad or an iPad manpad. You know, like a man-launched rocket, right? They took the warhead, put it in, 3D print the motherfuckers now, and they can shoot on the battlefield. Yeah, so, you know, you can 3D print, you know, all kinds of guns. Be aware. You know, I think everybody should be able to 3D print anything they want at their house. That's how I feel about it. However, you know, there are laws from the government that, you know, that want to tell you can't. And we're here in America, and we say, fuck you, we can. And all of these other cultures from outside the United States that want to tell us how to live, not a fucking chance in hell, motherfuckers. That's what I have to say about it. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Pope Leo criticizes the idea of a god of war. Really? Really? He hasn't ever heard of Mars? I mean, what the fuck? This Catholic this Catholic Pope doesn't read any history, doesn't know anything that there is a god of war? I mean, come on. Everybody knows it is. Man, that's a fucking crime spree. That's a crime right there. Good God, when you talk about all the smash and grabs and all the stolen shit, right? Mind-boggling crime spree of LA's most tasteful burglar. The man targeted vintage furniture dealers and influencers. Then they banded together to try to take him down. Yeah. $58,000 for a couch. Burglar's haul said to include 2 Ray-Ban bags, 2 mini Moo bags, Hermes scarves, Louise Vuitton duffel bag, trays of jewelry, and at least $15,000 in items. Yeah, Victoria Paris, an influencer based in LA, was in New York, getting ready to fly to Europe, and she got a phone app. Somebody's in your house. They cleaned her out before the cops got there. It's a strange thing when influencers say, "Yep, these are my plans." They're surprised that other people make plans to go steal from them. Okay, while they're on vacation, while they're off on a photo shoot, while they're out somewhere. Really, I mean, it's just it's just like that. Really, it's crazies all around. Tiger Woods' arrest report has been released, charged with DUI. Arrested on DUI charges. The safe driver notation on his Florida license plate may need to be, on his driver's license, may need to be updated. Yeah, imagine that. He had some kind of sleeper medicine and some kind of muscle relaxers, Klonopin maybe on him. Yeah, he kind of died out from Klonopin or some shit. Meanwhile, in Kentucky, cops arrest an equestrian rider, age 48, for GUI, galloping under the influence. I mean, you would think they'd have enough fucking meth dealers in other places to get to deal with, but no. No. Oh, yeah, here's a New Jersey man is behind bars after allegedly groping children as he played the Easter Bunny at a Philadelphia shopping center. Shiva Kisana Bera. Oh, gee, sound like an Indian bunny rabbit. At the South Hills Village Mall in Pittsburgh on Monday, when he approached the area where a woman dressed as the Easter Bunny was posing with photos. Oh, here we go. Cops began questioning the costume. Bera questioned the costume character, who decided his inquiries to her assistant. Anyway, they wanted to know if it was a boy or a girl in the costume. As detailed, the criminal complaint, Barra began touching the costume of the woman's arm and chest, grabbed her tits. He then allegedly shoved his fingers into the nose and mouth of the Easter Bunny's head costume. Barra said, it's a doll, right? When asked the person inside the costume by him. Anyway, so they arrested him for groping the Easter Bunny. Well, that doesn't surprise me. What about you? I guess it just wasn't his religion, huh? Think it's because of that, right? I'm just saying. Isn't the world just plain, we'll just call it just fucked up? I don't know how else to say it. Let's see what else we got going on here. Lindsey Graham loving Carolina. That's right. Lindsey Graham said, fuck South Carolina. You know, the real place to be is Israel. And if you're in South Carolina and you don't support Israel, you're not Jewish. No, he didn't say that. But Lindsey Graham busy pimping for the Iran war and pimping for Israel. If you live with all that shit, you'd be doing whatever, blah, blah, too. You listen, we did live with that shit, Lindsay. You should know, you was in a slave state in South Carolina where you would have the brothers under your feet right now if you could. Because you would say, that was a natural thing. That's the natural way of stuff. God, man, these people are just fucking stupid. Okay? I'm sorry. They just fucking stupid. Yeah. Anyway, the dark side of the moon. That's right. NASA hopes to see its secrets. Is that where the Nazi moon base is? We have to ask because, well, you know, it's highly possible. Where else do we have to go to live today? Yeah, let me see. Dun, 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 dun. They're done funding the U.S. If you're not aware, okay, the countries are selling U.S. Treasury bonds, and people are not buying U.S. Treasury bonds, foreign countries, the way they used to. And all of that debt is coming home. And somewhere along the line, there will be, you know, there will be this debt crisis. So, yeah. Russian embassy outraged as U.S.-Israel strikes damage an Orthodox church in Tehran. Well, imagine that. I talked about Australia considering emergency powers to protect its domestic gas supply. Wholesale gas on Australia's east coast is expected to be tight. Large volumes will likely be required from storage to meet the demand. Oracle's Dubai data center reportedly hit as Iran expands attacks on AI infrastructure. A case against the Federal Reserve. If we're serious about preserving the constitutional order and free enterprise, we must abandon the central banker model and understand that it doesn't have any independence now. It is called by the Rothschild banksters family and a small group of a dozen families in the world. The central banking system is a bull ring through the nose of humanity. People need to pull the fucking plug, period. Okay? South Korea tells citizens to conserve fuel and ride public transportation. Identity politics in Canada exposed at the NDP convention that collapsed into a house of equity cards where everybody claimed that they had they were superior to the others because they held more equity cards than others. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. That I'm the most discriminated against gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, Islamic cross-dresser. It's crazy. The Houthis have confirmed coordination with Iran and Hezbollah on their attacks on Israel. Luigi Mangione should have been hung by now in a real world. State and federal trials pushed back until the fall. The assassination of United Healthcare's Brian Thompson in public. This guy should be hung, and hung quickly. We don't do that anymore, and we can see the effects of people not having to die for the heinous crimes that they commit. So yeah, you know, can we bring back vigilantes and groups and stuff? I'm not, you know. Meanwhile, you know, the U.S. Supreme Court has had its retard moment. That's right, its retard moment. as Justice Jackson's birthright citizen arguments and comments were a laughable disaster, essentially trying to equate jurisdiction as if you shoplifted or stole a wallet in Japan, and Japan can come after you in the United States for stealing that wallet, that Japan has this jurisdiction, blah, 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 in a way to try to legitimize this birthright citizenship lie that has been extended to illegal immigrants. The truth is, in the past, those people that use this and should have essentially been declared asylum seekers instead of birthright citizenship. That would be, a truth that you might not agree with, but that's okay. U.S. apartment rents post the largest annual decline since March of 2017. That's right. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Price of apartments are going down, and the price of land is, well, spooking through the roof still. Yeah, remember, it's only so much land, and everybody's fighting to own a piece of it. Well, anyway, so there it is. Okay, U.S. Treasury holdings at the lowest ever. There's the break on Rev Radio. So welcome, everybody. You have a great week, and we'll see you Monday with Monday Madness coming at you live. God bless. Good day. Good luck, Revolution Radio. Okay, let me get off of there. Put this microphone to the side and see what else idiocracy we got that coming right out the door as we head out the door ourselves. I got to go pick up a microwave that kind of goes above a stove microwave. Yeah. Looks like a perfect one that we can use. So I'm going to buy it for $40. Hopefully it works. Anyway, it's, the world is run by fucking retards. And the worst part of it is half of more of them have been selected and elected by the sheeple in the world. Why? I don't know. It's crazy. Have a great weekend, Fred. God bless you. Take care, Johnny. Be well. Remember that you do change the world every day. And thank you for all you do. Bye-bye. I guess